Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Mrs. Patricia E. Kelly, founder, president, and CEO of the Ebony Horsewomen, proudly welcomes you to the inaugural celebration of the Black Boots Awards. Please welcome your host for the evening, NBC Sports Award-winning journalist, Professor M. Marvin Pittman.
Hello, everyone. Hello and welcome. I'm going to come out here. I'm going to see all of y'all. Wow, we are here on a Sunday night. Welcome to the first ever Black Boots Awards. Here with the amazing, yes, cheer for that. We did it. We did it. We're here. Right here in the middle of Hartford. Right here in New England's rising star. That's what they call this place. Or the insurance capital of the world. But also the home of Ebony Horsewomen, Inc. Equestrian, therapy, youth programs, ridership, and upholding the tradition and legacy of Black equestrian in American history, carrying it all the way to today, to 2023 and beyond. Let's give it up for Ebony Horsewomen. You know, I've lived in Connecticut for a long time, almost 20 years, but I grew up in Philadelphia, home of Brewery Town, Concrete Cowboys. And I remember, this was 2004, for the boxing fans in the house, Bernard Hopkins had just won the title. He defeated Oscar De La Hoya, and he decided, I'm gonna have my own parade down Broad Street in North Philadelphia. And who did he have leading the way? He had the Urban Cowboys coming down, and I saw those horses come riding down in that parade, the sparks flying off the asphalt right there in that fall sun. And it was a beautiful thing to see. And those were among the first Black cowboys I saw in real life. My parents were big fans of Westerns. So I grew up watching Bonanza, Gunsmoke, The Virginian, The Rifleman, you name it. And I never saw Black cowboys on those shows. It took much later for me to find out how rich and deep our history goes in equestrian, like it does in many things in this country. And I'm so glad to be here tonight for these first ever awards to salute that history and our present and our future through Lifetime Achievement Awards, Living Legends Awards, Adult Awards, and Youth Awards tonight. So again, thank you all for being here. Thank you for being a part of this. And how about we hand out some hardware? Yes. Yes. You know, they say hardware lasts forever, right? That's what they tell me anyway. But all I know is it is an amazing list of nominees and winners that we have here tonight, and every single one is an honor. Every single one is a journey. Every single person here tonight is a testament to excellence and perseverance in making impact. And that's what we're here to celebrate tonight with the Black Boots. And so with our first award, I'm happy to, well, actually first we're going to say a little bit more about what these awards are. So I would like to call to the stage a couple of people to give you a few more words about the Black Boots Awards and what we're all about. And so we're going to have the founder and CEO of Stretch Out on Faith Again Ranch in Atlanta, Mr. Daryl Fletcher, and Jason Mims, an actor appearing in the TV series Cherish the Day on OWN. Coming out here right now, welcome to the stage, Daryl Fletcher and Jason Mims.
All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Daryl Fletcher. I'm the owner and operator of SOFA Ranch, and SOFA is an acronym which stands for Stretch Out on Faith Again. Frederick Douglass said it best, that it is easier to train a child than it is to repair a broken man. And so at SOFA Ranch, we are in the business of training young men for greatness and training young women for greatness, and also giving us the opportunity to repair those who have been broken by anxiety or communication issues and challenges. And so it's an honor to be with you here tonight.
My name is Jason Mims. I'm an actor in Hollywood, but you can also catch me on the TV show Cherish the Day, as was mentioned on OWN Network. Daryl and I were also talking backstage. I was actually concerned about his height. I was telling him he might want to wear his tall shoes tonight. So this is actually a stilt apparatus he has right now.
Yes.
Because I was concerned he might be a little bit too small next to me. So just warming that up. But yes, I'm an actor in Hollywood, but Daryl and I were talking about just the images and representation. Just be that I was asked to be a part of the Ebony Boots Awards, the Black Boots Awards tonight, I'm sorry. And, just the conversation, he brought up one that, to me, I think is really poignant for you to bring up. And it was a moment when he was on TikTok and somebody asked you about, go ahead, tell me the story.
Well, they were asking, on TikTok, and they were just giving information about SOFA Ranch, and then someone just posted a comment and said, why is it so important that a black person owns a ranch? And should it matter that a black person owns the ranch? And I normally don't respond to things like that, but I felt that it was so important that I had to respond. And it's important for Black equestrianism. It's important for the Black Boots Awards. And I can sum it up in probably 3 words. Those 3 words are representation, opportunity, and legacy. It's important that we see people represented in spaces that are not normally represented. Many times in my business, 95% of people that come to our ranch are people of color. And they're like, oh my gosh, how did you get into this? And what made you want to do this? It was basically by my grandfather, who represented that farm life and that ranch life, and even my father that introduced me into horses. And so it's important that we have a representation. There are young men and young women who are watching us today and say, you know what, I don't want to be a lawyer. I don't want to be a doctor. I want to be a cattleman, or maybe I want to do things in the rodeo. Or maybe I want to do eventing and jumping and things of that nature. So it's important that there's a representation for our young men and our young women to see Black equestrianism. And the opportunity, there are many opportunities. It's not just about seeing cowboys and jockeys. There's so many different opportunities within the Black world of equestrianism that we give an opportunity to let other young people know, this is something you can do. This is something that you can go after. And then the last thing within legacy, it's important that even for me, just as I saw my grandfather doing certain things, I am now a grandfather and I have 2 grandchildren, and I'm working on building a legacy for their future and getting them an opportunity to learn about all the aspects of Black equestrianism. So with representation, opportunities, and legacy, that's one of the things that is so important about Black equestrianism.
Absolutely, and to chime in on that as well, to continue on the theme of legacy and the representation as well, is for us to tell our own stories.
Yeah.
Being a member of Black Hollywood, it's important that we have Black representation. And we talk about this as far as the equine industry, and we talk about these stories that are being told as far as the narrative of what we know about the cowboys. And as the gentleman was saying beforehand, we know the white cowboys. We know about Clint Eastwood. We know about John Wayne. But we don't know much about Stagecoach Mary and Bass Reeves and Cherokee Bill and Nat Love as well. So we have all of these different stories that are already steeped in our culture. And it's time for us to tell those stories. And I think it's an honor to be out here to represent not only a faction of Black Hollywood, along with the Black cowboys that are here tonight. And as far as changing that narrative and putting our stories out there, I think this is a special night.
So just to sum up, we want to thank everyone for coming out, and we have an opportunity to promote legacy. And shout out to Miss Kelly and the Ebony Horsewomen family and the Black Boots family for just giving us an opportunity to shine and bring awareness to all the things that we do within the black space of equestrianism. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, that's how you get it started, am I right? That's how we begin. And I was like, that is a lot of height. I am glad I don't have to stand next to that. You know, my brother is 6'4", and I'm a happy 5'10", you know, until people remind me that he's 6'4" and I'm 5'10". And they say, how is he so tall and you're so short? And I have to say, wait a minute. Wait a minute. He has to go to a special store to buy his clothes. Like, I can sit in a city bus sometimes. I can get on a roller coaster. He can't. He's too tall. You know, how about that? But, everyone, it is time to start handing out this hardware. It is time for our first award of the evening, and that is for English writing in the adult category. And presenting that award is a longtime friend of mine, a nationally published writer, feature writer, and someone who makes her home right here in Connecticut. Presenting the award for English writing in adult category, Laurencia Cypress.
Good evening, everyone. The best way to understand where we're going forward is a good origin story. And as a writer, I have found that the best features are woven in with the history of what we're talking about. I met Mrs. Kelly 3 years ago, before COVID, before there was even an inkling of the Black Boots Awards, and I learned her origin story and a lot of other fibers that weave the fabric of Ebony Horsewomen. And it is my esteemed honor, with all this information that I never would have gleaned under any other circumstances, to tell her story in the January issue of Ink Publications, which just came out today, very timely, and to share this arena with all of the incremental people in the allied industries, in the sports arenas, in the paddocks and the barns in this country and around the world, with their origin stories that made this country great, with the contribution of countless and countless African American contributors. This evening, the finalists are Malachi Hinton, English Hunter Jumper, Adult Division. Jovan Daniel, English Hunter Jumper, Adult Division. And Gwen Carrington, English Hunter Jumper, Adult Division. And the winner is English Adult, Malachi Hinton.
Hi everyone, I wish that I could have been there. However, I am honored to be a recipient of one of the first Black Boots Awards. I'd like to thank Ebony Horsewomen for considering me for this award, as well as all the wonderful work they're doing in honoring African Americans throughout equestrian sport. So I'd like to say thank you again, and I'd like to congratulate all the other recipients of the first Black Boots Awards.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. And we have our first winner. You know, we've got people who will be here in the crowd tonight, and we've got some folks who, you know, they couldn't make it, so we're going to accept the awards on their behalf, and we'll get it out to them. That sound good to everybody? Yeah, that works. That works. You know, sometimes it's nice to get an award in the mail, too. You just show up one day, and it's like, oh, what's this? Oh, this is nice and shiny. Thank you, everybody. So that'll be waiting for her, and that'll be absolutely fantastic. It is time for our next award of the evening, and that's to go to our horse trainers, the people who bring the horses in, and they have to say, this is how it's going to go. This is what we're going to do. And you can tell the mark of a trainer by the horse. So it is time to honor them, and our next presenter is LaShonda Phillips. Oh, see? LaShonda Phillips is a UConn graduate, certified equine-assisted psychotherapy horse specialist. Say that 5 times fast. An Intercollegiate Horse Shows Association Reserve champion, and a certified riding instructor. So she's already got some hardware, and she's about to hand out some. Everybody welcome LaShonda Phillips.
Whew. Thank you everyone for being here tonight. I'm very honored to announce the winners for the horse training category. Seeing the work of these amazing nominees really inspired me to work hard, not only as a horse trainer, but as a riding instructor, and to show that I too can be a great equestrian. And the finalists for the horse trainers are Kamara Brown, Nishan Cook, Rob Jacobs. And this year's winner is
this is Nishan Cook.
Nishan Cook.
First, I would just like to say thank you to Ebony Horsewomen and the panel of judges for even considering me in this division of such talented horse people. I'm super honored. Second, I'm honored that I got it in recognition for my work of trying to help people be better for their horses so that horses can be happier with people. I just thank you all for seeing me. Thanks again.
Thank you.
What a beautiful soul he is. I was just back there and I was listening to him, and he said, thank you for seeing me. There's so much of what we do as Black people that goes unseen, goes unrecognized, underappreciated, or swept away and whitewashed. So if anyone is going to see us, it will be us, right? So that is what these awards are about. We're here to see each other tonight. So it's just a beautiful thing. I just wanted to talk about that for a second. But our next award is for dressage. And as the voice of God said earlier tonight, and I met that man in the hallway, and he was like, hello, this is me. And I was like, oh, wow, you just talk like that. Like, I was shook. I was shook to my bones. But as he said, I work at NBC Sports. That's what I do in the daytime. And one of the things I do, NBC Sports is the home, of course, of the Triple Crown and Breeders' Cup and all that stuff. But one of the jobs I do is I work on the Olympics. And when it comes to Olympics time, we get to show dressage. And I was working on the 2016 Olympics, and we're producing this show where we're live and we're just going from event to event, thing to thing. And I said, dressage is coming up. And we're doing freestyle portion. Freestyle portion of dressage is coming up. We need to put it on TV. We need to show this. And they're like, what is it? And I said, the horses are going to dance. You want to see this. You want to see the horses dance. And the anchor that I was working with, who is an Olympic medalist in ice dance, I got to watch her watch dressage for the first time. And seeing a horse do the grapevine step to some music, and she lost her mind. Absolutely lost her mind, just went full horse girl, like immediately, and was just OMG ponies. And it was a beautiful thing to see. And like when you watch dressage, it's just like, man, how difficult is that to control that animal with such precision? Like to take all that power and to put it in this precision. And that is dressage. So I will watch dressage all day, every day. And so our next award is for dressage, and our next presenter is an equestrian and certified equine-assisted psychotherapy horse specialist. Everyone welcome Ileana Sullivan.
Greetings to everyone here and those at home. It is wonderful to have you all here, and it is an absolute honor to be a presenter for the dressage category. And with that, the finalists for the dressage category are Sheriel Lawrence. And she is our winner as well.
My name's Sheriel, and I am a finalist for dressage. I ride at SLM Dressage in West Hampton, New Jersey, and I am grateful for my trainer, Stephanie Mason, who has gotten us here, and if all goes well, we'll be showing third in 2023. So thank you for the award. See you all next year.
And unfortunately, she was not able to attend here in person, so I will be accepting this on her behalf.
Oh, and so we continue. We continue with our next award, and we're going to talk about the Junior Mounted Patrol. We have coming up for English writing in the junior division. And like I said, we're going to salute living legends, we're going to salute lifetime achievers, and we're here to salute the children as well. And so coming up to present the award for English writing in junior division is a dressage captain and girls riding team for Ebony Horsewomen. Welcome to the stage, Princess Mason.
Thank you so much for coming tonight. I am so excited to be giving out this award. Seeing youth all around the States being able to take their talents to a new horizon makes me so proud. And the winners, the finalists for the English youth category are Destiny Audrey, Brooke Campbell, and our winner for the English Youth Award is Destiny Aldridge. Unfortunately, she cannot be here tonight, so I will be taking her award on her behalf.
Hello, everyone. We've returned. Look, I had to get some more credentials because our next presenter is going to be out here to do some amazing things. Because when we hear about influencer, that word, it has a lot of bad connotations these days for us, thanks to social media and all those things. But true influencers, they help us shape our world for a better tomorrow. They set a tone. And the great thing about someone who influences is that it's regardless of title, it's regardless of station. It's about how you can connect to people. It's about how you can move people, how you can move an opinion in a room and beyond. And we're here today to talk about an equine influencer for our next award. And presenting that award is quite the illustrious human being. Dr. June Archer, the CEO of 1128 Entertainment and creator of the 100 Men and 100 Women of Color Awards, is also the creator of New England's #1 music and entertainment showcase, Hot Chocolate Soul, which makes this Philadelphia native feel really good to say Hot Chocolate Soul. And Dr. Archer has platinum plaques. Platinum, that's over 100 million units sold for selling works on albums by Jay-Z, 50 Cent, Mario. Gold plaques, that's over 500,000 copies sold, selling work for Omarion, Get Rich or Die Trying, the Hitch movie soundtrack, Beyonce, a 2-time Grammy and Soul Train Award nominee, and a member of the Grammy Committee, a motivational speaker, an author with many other awards and recognitions. Talk about an influencer. So here to present the award for Equine Influencer, welcome Dr. June Archer.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'll try that again. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor and a pleasure to be here at such an amazing event, the inaugural Black Boot Award. So please give it up for that. It is my honor to present the award for Equine Influencer. As he mentioned, influencer means different things, but one of the great things that I believe it represents is someone that moves the crowd. I know there's some hip-hop heads here, and we talk about an MC, and an MC can move the crowd. But now in the age of social media, digital media, those MCs have become influencers, meaning they go out into the community and they inspire and motivate. And so with that spirit, we're going to talk about those who inspire and motivate when it comes to equine culture. One of the things that I realized as I was just doing some studying, and I think that these influencers have their work cut out for them, is Black and African Americans only make up 3.3% of this culture. We have a long way to go. We've been doing this a long time, so I don't understand why the number is just 3.3. But we need to support the influence. We need to get our young people into this culture. It is a beautiful thing. It is very therapeutic. So it brings me honor to even be able to announce this category. So here are the finalists for the Equine Influencer Award. Caitlin Gooch, Mikhail Proctor, Taylor Harden, and Chanel Rhodes. Please give it up for all of the finalists this evening. Come on, you could do better than that. Come on. Wow. We're not going to do a Steve Harvey here, but the winner is the Equine Influencer for 2023. Please give it up for Mikhail Proctor. Okay. Want to say a few words?
Sure.
Come on. See how well I did.
Wow. Hello, everyone. My name is Mikhail Proctor. Thank you guys so much for this. This has been quite the journey to get here. But what I have to say, just even with all of the finalists, all of these categories that we have, is every single one of those finalists is a winner. Every single one of them has done something to make a difference in our communities, wherever we come from. And the other thing, especially for myself, is with what I do, competing and being exposed to all sorts of different challenges, I don't do it to win. Winning is not the most important thing. What it is, it's being better than you were yesterday. And any experience that you go through, every single one of them is an educational experience. And so that's the part of living, is making sure that you are being better than you were yesterday. And so even just with my story, if it, inspires other people, I consider that a job well done. But I also am just thankful for Miss Patricia and all of the work that she has done. I had the wonderful opportunity of visiting Ebony Horsewomen yesterday, and it was mind-blowing. Just hearing the history and how it got started, hearing the challenges, seeing what it was, and then looking at and actually being able to walk through what it is today, and the job's not done. There's a foundation that you guys have, and there's more building that's happening at that organization. And that's just amazing. And that's just one organization in this whole country. And so recently, I was blessed to join the U.S. Equestrian Federation. For those of you who do not know what that is, it's the national governing body for all horse sports in the United States. So I am their new Director of Membership, DEI, and Development, and the Ebony Horsewomen is one of the community outreach organizations that I will be overseeing. So I am looking forward to all of the new opportunities that we are going to bring all the young people that are coming up in equestrian sport, whether they want to compete, whether they want to do it recreationally, or if they're just a fan of the horse. And that's really what it all boils down to. Equestrian, the definition, does not mention color at all. It is all about us having that passion for the horse. So thank you guys again. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and God bless every one of you. Thank you so much. Congratulations, brother. Thank you.
One more time for Mikhail Proctor, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. My name is June Archer. Have a great evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, please get your hands together and welcome our musical guest to the stage, Jetta LaRue.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. Sometimes I shave my legs and sometimes I don't. Sometimes I comb my hair, sometimes I won't. Depending how the wind blows, I might even paint my toes. It really just depends on whatever feels good in my soul. Woo, 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 woo. Not the average girl from your video. My body ain't built like a supermodel, but I love to love myself obsessionally because I am a queen. I'm not the average girl from your video. I'm not determined by the price of my clothes. No matter what I'm wearing, I will always be Jetta LaRue Marie. Now when I look in the mirror, the only one I see is me. Every freckle in my face is where it's supposed to be. Now I know my creator didn't make no mistakes on me. My feet, my thighs, my lips, my eyes, I'm loving what I see, yeah. Ooh, oh, yeah. Because I am a queen. I'm not your average girl in your video. My worth is not determined by the price of my clothes. No matter what I'm doing, I will always be Jetta LaRue Marie. Am I much as a lady if I don't wear pantyhose? My mama said a lady ain't what she wears but what she knows. And I've drawn the conclusion it's all an illusion. Confusion is the name of the game. Misconception, vast deception. Something's gotta change. Don't fit opinion, it's all my opinion. Ain't nothing that I'm saying law. This is a true life confession of a lifelong lesson I was sent here to share with y'all. So get in where you fit and go on and shine. Clear your mind, now's the time. Take the salt off the shelf, go on and love yourself. Love yourself, love yourself. Ooh. Whoa. Ooh. I'm a queen. I'm not the average girl on your video. My worth is not determined by the price of my clothes. No matter where I'm going, I will always be Jetta LaRue Marie. Keep your fancy drinks and your expensive minks. I don't need that to have a good time. Your expensive cars and your caviar. All I need is my guitar. Your crystal or your pistol. I'd rather have a pretty piece of crystal. Counting no silicone, I prefer my own. What God gave me is just fine. Whoa, hey, yeah, yeah, because I am a queen. You're not the average girl on your video. My worth is not determined by the price of my clothes. No matter where I'm going, I will always be Jetta LaRue Marie. I'm not the average girl. I'm a woman, I'm a queen. Yeah, 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 yeah. Thank you.
Jetta LaRue. Jetta LaRue. You know, I gotta tell you, I saw India Ari perform that before live. This was as good, if not better. Okay? Okay? You know, it's good at an award show to get moving a little bit, get grooving a little bit, because, you know, sometimes it's a lot of sitting and a lot of clapping and a lot of sitting and a lot of clapping. So sometimes it's nice when we get to clap on a 2 and 4 instead. So how about we keep this wonderful train of awards flowing, running. So we have our next award, and it is time for us to look a little bit deeper in our history, and again, to give flowers to our people. And it is time for us to present the Lifetime Achievement Award. And handing that award out is someone that we need to have a lifetime achievement kind of person to hand that out, right? And so we have the man with no first name, the founder and CEO of Broken Arrow Riding Club, Chicago, Murdoch. He is here tonight. And Broken Arrow Riding Club's mission is to provide riders of all ethnic backgrounds, ages, and physical abilities a place and opportunity to experience horsemanship and the rewards of building relationships with horses. Everybody here to present the Lifetime Achievement Award, Murdoch.
That's what I'm talking about. That's right, Murdoch, the man with no first name. I flew all the way in here from Chicago just to be here this evening. Thank you, thank you. Just to let you know how important this opportunity is for us as black people. But more importantly, before I get started, I want to just tell you a little story about a man who used to sit on this porch every morning, and he'd sit in his rocking chair, and his dog was laying down on the steps right in front of him, and he was just... So this guy would pass by every morning, and he'd see the man rocking in his rocking chair, and the dog just... So this went on for 3 days. So the third day he passed by and said, "Mister, you know, I don't mean to get into your business." He said, "But every time I pass by here, you rocking in your rocking chair, and the dog is laying on the porch, and you just crying, making all that noise." He said, "What's wrong with him?" He said, "Ain't nothing wrong with him." He said, "But he be crying every day." He said, "He just laying on the nail." He said, "You laying on the nail?" He said, "Yeah, when it hurt him bad enough, he'll get up." You know, so I'm just trying to let you know that sometimes when people want to do something in life, it sometimes just hurts them, and before they realize it, they have to put their mind to it and just go forward with it. And that's what I want to just say about Miss Kelly right now, real brief. I don't know how long this vision has been in our heart, but I think this is a hell of an opportunity for us as black people to be able to present this to us. So can we just give her one more big round of applause, please, and the effort in what she's been doing? Thank you, thank you. I don't know if I'm a flyer from Chicago again, but I'm here today. My reason for being here is to tell you a little bit about black history with cowboys. And just to let you know, as black cowboys, many, many years ago, what happened was they had the Africans come in from Africa, and they knew about herding animals because they walked around with the sticks, you know, and things of that nature. But when they got here, they met the Mexicans, and the Mexicans knew how to rope and ride already. So what they did, they exchanged one for the other. The Mexicans taught them how to ride and rope, and they taught them how to herd cattle. And so this is how they got started. Then, of course, once they started working and got hired as hired hands on the ranches and things of that nature, what tend to have happened is that white men were called cattlemen, as the story keeps going around, and the black guys were called boys. But then when they say, "Go get them cows out there, boy," and that's how the name became cowboy, and then it became synonymous with all of them. And so what happened during those days, when they started putting on rodeos and things of this sort, the black man felt that he could fit in and do it too. But that wasn't supposed to happen. The white man didn't want that to happen because they found out that some of them could ride and rope better than them. And so when they got ready to compete in the rodeo, what would happen when they finally let them in, they would have to be invited by somebody else white in order to get in, and then they would want them to ride in what they call slack. Now, slack is a part of the rodeo, whereas at the first part, you can only have so many people competing, and if you still wanted to compete after everybody had went home, then you had a chance to ride, and you would ride in slack. And so what would happen is that they would put the black people in slack. So one day, this one man rode this ferocious bull that nobody else could ever ride. And so when they put it in the newspaper that this man had rode the bull, the white people in the community felt like they had gotten cheated because they weren't wanting to see somebody ride this bull themselves, and they wasn't afforded that opportunity. And so that's when the evolution of black people getting involved with the rodeos a little bit more ongoing and ongoing. But it didn't stop there. So what had happened even beyond that point, there was a guy by the name of Jesse Stahl. And so Jesse was so good at riding bareback broncs that they cheated him out of winning his earnings too. So what did he do? The very next time he came out to ride, he rode a bucking horse backwards with a suitcase in his hand. But that just goes to show you that's how good you had to be, 10 times better. Then it got to the point that black people decided to put on their own rodeos. And this had been going on for a little while. And so this next person that's going to receive this Lifetime Achievement Award, this is what he did. He started his own rodeo, and it was called the Bill Pickett Rodeo. as it was told that Bill Pickett had died after trying to work on a ranch called the 301 Ranch. But he got killed one day by being involved with a lot of horses in the yard because they was getting ready to confiscate the land of the landowners because it was being repossessed. But some of the horses that was in there didn't belong to the landowner, so they wanted to separate these horses. And they didn't have enough cowhands there to help Bill Pickett, so he went in, being the cowboy that he was up in age, he tried to go in there and separate the horses themselves. And one of the horses bucked and kicked him in the head, and he bled to death from that. So that's how he died. But he's honored in the Hall of Fame for being the one who started the steer wrestling, which they call bulldogging. But now there's another guy, started a rodeo. And the reason why these rodeos had to be started is because he got something for you too, a video just to remind you of it. So can we start that, please? This is Lou Vasson.
Lou Vasson, a proud black man, husband, father, grandfather, friend, and confidant. Who would have ever guessed that one man could have so many talents? From his early days as a hairstylist, model, and actor to enlisting in the Army, writer, concert and event producer, and innovator, not to mention creating the all-black rodeo circuit. Lou loved being a black entrepreneur and philanthropist, and he especially loved his black culture, working and dedicating his entire life to producing unique entertainment events that were showcased throughout the U.S. to diverse communities while nurturing audiences with memorable cultural art experiences and inspiration. Among his many achievements, he was one of the most successful and highly respected entertainment promoters in the black music industry, developing close relationships with every conceivable famous rhythm and blues and jazz act that existed during his era. With over 4 decades showcasing national and international talent, his extensive music credits included creating the Pointer Sisters, along with managing artists like The Whispers, Oscar Brown Jr., and Rolls Royce. Other artists included Nina Simone, of whom he brought back for her first United States performance in several years, Earth, Wind & Fire, Gladys Knight, the Isley Brothers, Esther Phillips, Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, the OJs, Nancy Wilson. You name them, Lou booked them. Lou's true passion was his love for the rodeo and the black cowboy and cowgirl, founding both the Bill Pickett Invitational Rodeo and MLK African American Heritage Rodeo of Champions. With the help of his beloved wife and partner, Valeria, by his side, they used the rodeo not only for entertainment, but also as an educational tool, sharing the story of the African American cowboy and cowgirl while touching hundreds of thousands of lives all over the world. His creative genius never stopped, developing the first annual Denver Jazz Festival, which brought Harlem Comes to Denver, Harlem Returns to Denver, featuring the Dance Theater of Harlem. And most recently, only he could think of combining his love for opera and jazz, thus creating Opera Jazz. Lou was an avid collector of black art, music, films, and memorabilia. He will always be remembered as a gentle giant with the most beautiful smile and gazing eyes. He believed in family first and loyalty to his friends. And believe it or not, he got the most enjoyment when everyone was gathered in the bedroom, all together laughing and debating and trying new foods or just creating a new venture. Lou Vasson's legacy will live on through all of the lasting relationships that he built over his 76 years, and especially with his rodeo family through the Bill Pickett Invitational Rodeo as it begins its 31st year, which is a true testament as to how he lived, producing the greatest show on dirt.
I thought there was a presentation for his wife to show as well. On behalf of them, they won't be here to receive the award, so I'm going to accept the award for them. So let's once again give the Lifetime Achievement Award to Mr. Lou Vasson, creator of the Bill Pickett Rodeo.
Hello, I am Valeria Howard Cunningham, the widow of Lou Vasson and the current president and CEO of the Bill Pickett Invitational Rodeo. I am grateful that the Ebony Horsewomen decided to honor Lou with the Black Boots Award. Lou was the visionary and creator of Bill Pickett Invitational Rodeo, which he created to tell the stories of blacks in the development of the West and to preserve the culture of African American cowboys and cowgirls. The legacy of Lou Vasson lives on as it celebrates its 39th anniversary this year. Lou would be so pleased and honored to receive this award. Thank you for recognizing his contributions, and God bless each and every one of you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thanks again to our sponsors of the Black Boots Awards. You know, we live in a world of dollars and cents, and often it's on us to make those dollars make sense. So thanks again to our sponsors for helping us in making this all possible. And now we have a few more words from the National Cowgirl Museum and Hall of Fame in Fort Worth, Texas.
Starting in 1975, the National Cowgirl Museum and Hall of Fame began to pull cowgirls out of the sidelines and put them front and center for all to celebrate. In the 48 years since, we've changed cities, built a new museum, and have renovated. We pride ourselves on honoring the best of the best, including Patricia Kelly, who was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2015.
And I let the kids pet the horse, and I'm looking at all the needles, and I started crying. I'm asking God, what can I do? And he said, what's in your hand? And I was holding my reins to my horse. And that was what I had to do. What was saving the women was now going to save the children. And 31 years later, we've got children who could have been dead in the ground, who are in college because of a horse. I thank you for the honor. I'm a guide. It's the horse that did it. But I appreciate your recognition, and thank you so much.
Just as it was long overdue in 1975 to begin a museum and Hall of Fame that specifically honored female equestrians, it is long overdue for recognition of African American equestrians, both male and female. The Black Boots Award will acknowledge and amplify for all to see Black equestrian history and accomplishments. The National Cowgirl Museum and Hall of Fame salutes Ebony Horsewomen Incorporated and the Ruby and Calvin Fletcher African American History Museum on their inaugural Black Boots Award, and our hearty congratulations to all the recipients.
Yes. That feels good, doesn't it? You know, Patricia Kelly is a force that unites all of us tonight. So let's give it up one more time for Patricia Kelly. When I was asked to host this tonight, and I met Mrs. Kelly over Zoom, and she had so much enthusiasm, so much joy in her face and in her voice talking about this mission that she's been on for 40 years now. And I said, how could I say no to this? And you can't. And I'm so glad to be here. And so with that, we're going to get to our next award, because we're here talking about all of the world of equestrianism, and that includes the tradesmen. And so presenting our next award, saluting equine tradesmen, is Dr. Stuart Beckett, who is a doctor of veterinary medicine, founder of Beckett & Associates in Glastonbury, and former chairman of the Glastonbury Town Council. Presenting the award for equine tradesmen, welcome Dr. Stuart Beckett.
Thank you very much. I think you know I'm a doctor of veterinary medicine, and people call us when the horses are broken, and we're supposed to fix them. But the real work is done by the tradesmen that do the saddles, do the shoes, all the other things that keep horses healthy and going in their athletic pursuits. This year's award finalists are all farriers, and our hats have to go out to them that they keep the horses sound. They see the horses every 4 to 6 weeks. They deal with aluminum or steel, glue-on or nails, pads or no pads, wedges, et cetera, as well as the physics of how a horse runs at 35 or 40 miles an hour and puts 1,200 pounds of pressure on those tiny little joints. So it's amazing how the farriers are able to keep this doing. So our finalists for this evening are Fred Wright and Deborah Powell. And our award winner this evening is Frederick J. Wright.
Good evening, everyone. How you doing? You know, it is an honor to really be getting this award. I just want to thank all my support system. You know who you are. To the younger generation, it's hard to get to where you need to be without hard work. Very few people get to where they need to be without hard work. I know we live in a different world, and it can be a little confusing sometimes. Just try to push all that distraction aside and stay on course, follow through with the tasks, and let's get it done. This is motivation for me to go harder. So yeah, thank you to the Black Boots Awards, Miss Kelly, my mom, my girlfriend, my brothers, all the finalists. Everybody's here doing great things, so just stay at it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Kimball Hayes Hall, the equestrian.
Top of the evening, y'all. You know, this ceremonial gathering is a marvelous proof. And as well, it's a marvelous portent of what determination, self-belief, and trust in the sustainable strength of others can accomplish. I need to share with you the sense of spiritual privilege that comes from Pat Kelly's invitation to share in her ongoing dream, that equine therapy is a means to advance a strong sense of community that aids in keeping everyone safe and feeling meaningful. My admiration, my love, my appreciation of Pat prompted this poem, The Equestrian. A polished patience served veneer for the equestrian's wild pride, in loosing children penned by fear, by translating the saddled ride. The language of horse mystery, mind's fusion with an untold strength, were rides of infused inquiry in shadows of life's mystic length. These kids clasped what had never been through the equestrian's review, the wisdom learned from coarsened skin, taught forms of warmth they seldom knew. The horsewoman's intensive course taught kids to ride, not break their horse. Thank you, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the stage your host for the evening, Professor M. Marvin Pittman.
Hello, everyone. We're back at it. We're back at it. You know, we've had some thrilling things here. We had some true Chicago-style storytelling from Murdoch and all sorts of great things. Saluting our lifetime achievers and our youth, our influencers, and everyone. And now we get to do even more. But first, I wanted to acknowledge that we have some pretty special people in the crowd tonight, some dignitaries around our area here. Judge Eric Coleman is here in the building tonight. Yes, yes. The City of Hartford Council President Molly Rosado is here in the crowd tonight. And also a salute to former Mayor Eddie Perez here in the building. And Dr. Dorothy Billington, the former president of the Connecticut Teachers Association, also here. And community activist Carl Hardwick, also here. Thank you all for coming tonight and representing this city. Thank you so much for what you do for Hartford and what you do for Connecticut. And now, we'll continue our program with, let's say, 2022 was an interesting year for Black equestrians, because Black equestrians were also at the center of a little movie by Jordan Peele called Nope. And as we saw from the very beginning of the program here, the first motion picture was an image of a Black jockey on a horse in motion. And as is often too much the case, the name of that black jockey was erased from history. And what Jordan Peele decided to do was to say, what if we can connect a name to that jockey? And what if we can talk about Black equestrianism, talk about legacy and family, and talk about it within the struggle in America through just the microcosm of Hollywood, and what happens when a force arrives to suck up what we have built. Ladies and gentlemen, the trailer for Nope.
Did you know that the very first assembly of photographs to create a motion picture was a 2-second clip of a black man on a horse? And that man is my great-great-grandfather.
Great.
There's another great-grandfather. But that's why back at the Haywood Ranch, as the only black-owned horse trainers in Hollywood, we like to say, since the moment pitchers could move, we had skin in the game.
Oh, we're only going to get the first half. You're going to have to stay tuned and see what happens next. I have a little behind the scenes on this. So, like I said, I work at NBC during the daytime, and then at night I do things like this. And they had an entire thing for the entire larger company, and they brought out all these things for the year that everybody was excited about making, and they brought out Jordan Peele. And Jordan Peele came out and he was talking to one of our late night hosts, and they started talking about horror movies, and they started talking about Nope, and then they played that first trailer. And I'm watching this on a screen, but I could feel the tension through the screen once that trailer was done. But Nope was, in my opinion, it was a remarkable movie of just seeing a brother and sister hold on to something and learn that they need to fight for what their family had built. And so may we get even more stories, whether fantastical or a little more realistic, about what we do, about what we build in this country, and namely about equestrianism and what you all contribute to it. And our next award is to salute organizations, because we need organizations in order to gather, in order to make things happen. And to present this award is a highly organized lady, because you got to have someone who's really good at organizations to present an award about organizations. I love the way that this award show has paired all these things. And Ernestine Faenza is a former Division I women's basketball player and current AAU head coach. She created an all-girls basketball program in New Britain. And prior to her team, the Mid-State Lady Raiders, girls only had co-ed programs that they could play in. And now as many as 100 girls from first grade to 8th grade were enrolled in what is a premier AAU program right here in Connecticut. Presenting the award for organizations, welcome Ernestine Faenza.
Hello. What an honor it is to be here tonight presenting an award for the organization and association category, something that is so near and dear to my heart. I met Miss Kelly a few months ago. What a beautiful woman. We met at the Connecticut Women's Hall of Fame Women in Sports event. I was recognized for my work with girls basketball, and obviously she was recognized for her work with horses. While I don't currently ride horses, I do see what a beautiful thing she has grown here, and hopefully this summer she'll get myself along with a few of my basketball players out here for some lessons. And the finalists for the organization and associations category are Gerald Fletcher, Aaron Brown, Kenita Gilmer, and the winner is Brittany Chambers. She was on the board. I'll be accepting the award on behalf of Brittany Chambers this evening.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, you are about to be entertained with the marvelous dancing skills of a student at the Greater Hartford Academy of the Arts. Put your hands together for Makaira. Let's hear it for Makaira, a student at the Greater Hartford Academy of the Arts. Makaira, Makaira, thank you. Welcome back to the stage, our host for the evening, Professor M. Marvin Pittman.
Man, that's a lot of names. That's so many names. But Makaira, oh my. Oh my. Like, one more time. One more time. This beautiful talent. That's what we like to see. That's why we're here on a Sunday night in January, because we are showing such amazing talent. Well, I did jump the gun a little bit earlier because I was so excited. But I'm glad we got to see Miss Makaira. And now, I'll have a few more words from Pat Kelly.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. So I'm here to introduce to you a man that probably needs no introduction, but for some of you who are here from other states, it might need a little introduction. This is one of the greatest men that I have ever met. He was a Connecticut state legislator, a senator in Connecticut for many, many years, and brought about a lot of help to communities in Connecticut. He is now a Connecticut Supreme Court judge. And he is just a phenomenal young man. I could call him young man because I'm a little bit older than him, a little bit. He is coming tonight to speak to you about some things that's on his mind. And it is my profound pleasure to introduce to you Judge Eric Coleman.
Good evening, everyone. Well, listen, Pat just asserted that she's older than me. She certainly doesn't look it, if that is in fact the case. But I appreciate this opportunity to speak to this audience, but I don't want to speak for too long because I don't want to interfere with what I think should be the focus of the evening, and that is to celebrate this evening's awardees. I do want to welcome those of you who are in attendance from out of town. I trust that your stay in Hartford has been an enjoyable one. While I don't want to speak too long, I think I would be remiss if I did not mention my long-standing relationship with Pat Kelly and the Ebony Horsewomen organization. They played a significant role in the community in connection with arts and culture and entertainment, and I particularly respect and admire the work that they've done with nurturing and developing our young people here in Hartford. I also just wanted to take a moment to commend and shout out the awardees and honorees for this evening. I encourage them, and particularly the young people among that group, to continue to pursue excellence and to continue to be positive and keep up the good work that has been done. Some of you who are from Hartford may be aware that I'm seeking to become the next mayor of the city of Hartford. And in that regard, I certainly want you to know that among my highest priorities would be support for young people and for programs that have to do with the arts, culture, and entertainment. For those of you who are from Hartford, I would encourage you to be alert and attentive to how the issues are discussed. There's likely to be a primary in September of 2023. I'd appreciate your support in that regard. For those of you who are from out of town, I would solicit your prayers in behalf of my endeavor. And with that, I'd say, God bless you all, and please enjoy the remainder of your evening.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you to Judge Coleman for those remarks, and just shows the importance of what Ebony Horsewomen does in this community and how it continues to provide a pathway forward for a better tomorrow for so many people. So thank you, Judge Coleman. Thank you. And our next award is for Western riding. And a presenter, we need a very preeminent presenter for that, I would say. The backbone of what we do, right? We need somebody real good. I think we did it. I think we did it. She is a civil rights attorney for the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services in Washington, D.C. She is the founder of Petal Share, which collects and recycles and rearranges flowers and donates them to hospices and women's shelters and places wherever joy is needed. And yes, she is the chairwoman of Ebony Horsewomen Incorporated. Welcome, Heather R. Lawson.
Good evening, everyone. I am so excited to present this award in the category of Western Adult. You could say I'm a little bit partial to Western riding as a former youth barrel racer, so Western is my jam. In fact, I learned to ride Western at the age of 13 at Ebony Horsewomen here in Hartford, Connecticut. And back then, my heroes were black cowboys and cowgirls like Nat Love and Bill Pickett and Jessie Stahl and, of course, Stagecoach Mary. And what I learned from those cowboys and cowgirls is that to be a truly great Western rider, you had to have a whole lot of skill. You have to have a whole lot of grit, and you have to have a whole lot of finesse. And tonight's finalists for the Western Adult category have all of those qualities and more. They are Frank Marley, Jamon Turner, Jamarcus Moore, and Lisa Little. Ooh, and the winner is Frank Marley. Congratulations. Where are you? All right, well, maybe you stepped out. You are here this evening, so maybe you stepped out, but congratulations, Frank. We are excited to hold this for you. Come see us after, otherwise it's going to go up in the Ebony Horsewomen Equestrian Center administrative offices until next year. So we look forward to seeing you, and once again, congratulations to all of the finalists, but especially our winner, Frank Marley.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Mrs. Patricia E. Kelly, founder, president, and CEO of the Ebony Horsewomen.
I didn't rig this. I wasn't supposed to be out here this often, but we had a couple things we had to change around, so here I am. So we're here to talk about Bobby Sneed, horse trainer. Now, you know, we've been talking a lot about equestrians and the fabulous things that they do and the skills that they have and how well it's done. But one of the things that we haven't really focused in on is that Some of that stuff would not happen if you didn't have a good horse. You gotta have a good horse.
Amen, somebody?
And so there are gentlemen and women across the country who put in that hard work to fine-tune these horses for these equestrians. And one such individual is Bobby Sneed. And I want you to take a look a little bit about Mr. Sneed.
So I've got 23 acres here, and I have a couple of broodmares out here. I have 3 broodmares out here that I just breed every year. They have me babies, and I sell the babies at the end of the year, or maybe as a 2-year-old. I usually keep the best one for myself to show and snap a bit. But that's the Man of the Bottom Creek that runs right in the middle of my property. It's right behind those trees there, and the state stocks that creek 2 times a year. Every year, I think they just stocked it the 1st of April. So it's got some big old trout down here like that, man. It's pretty nice and long. So, and my property runs, that property line right there, and it goes all the way down around and comes about where you came in on the cul-de-sac there, over in that corner there. And this is what we do. So I've got these 2 horses here, this horse, and I've got this one here. We're riding her. She's a thoroughbred, and that's a quarter horse mare. She has great pedigree. I mean, the best in the country. All the #1 stallions that you'll see in the quarter horse journal, when you guys start doing your homework, you're going to see that the bloodlines on that mare right there. So we're going to breed her with my stallion, who's an AQHA champion, and hopefully that baby will be worth a lot of money when it comes out. Right, girl? Hey, Lucky. Hey, get up here. Yeah. Get up here. Get up. All these particular horses that we choose, they have to move a certain way. They have to be really deep in their hock. They have to be really flat knee, and they have to have a nice top line. The top line, like that mare, see how pretty she stands there? And this one, I think she wants to go home with you. She's a thoroughbred mare.
Mr. Sneed. And as you can see, he knows what he's talking about. He's been training horses for many years. He's not a spring chicken. He knows what he's doing. So this is recognition for Mr. Sneed.
Hello again, everyone. Wow, just seeing Mr. Sneed up there. At first, I just said, those hands. Those hands. Those, where I come from, we call those paws. I was like, if I went to shake that hand, my hand would be gone. I might get it back. But wow, it was very special to see that. I said, that is a cattleman right there, right there. That is the picture of it right there. And now, continuing in the theme of giving the flowers to the legends while they're here, we're moving on to the Living Legend Award. And we have a living legend in the house tonight as well to announce this award. The award going to Aisha Akbar. Yvonne R. Davis is an internationally recognized public affairs strategist, leadership development trainer, professional coach, speaker, and award-winning journalist. She's a foreign policy news analyst for television and radio and has worked in 64 countries. 64 countries. I don't even know if I could name 64 countries. She's worked in 64, providing critical economic and socio-political issues in the Middle East, Africa, the Caribbean, Central Asia, the Balkans, and Eastern Europe. And Ms. Davis serves as the U.S. Department of State in the capacity of a lecturer, trainer, and speaker for the Speakers Bureau on behalf of the United States of America. presenting the Living Legend Award, Yvonne R. Davis.
Good evening, everyone. I'm here on behalf, I call her Queen Pat, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to stand before you tonight. She is a living legend herself, and I don't know if how many of you know her story, but her love of horses started over there in the northeast section of Hartford years and years ago when she lived in the Barber Street neighborhood, that whole neighborhood over there that they're attempting to revitalize. And her love of horses and her life started then of what she's done today over on Vine Street. Maisha Akbar, or Maisha, how they may pronounce her name in English, but in Arabic, she's Maisha Akbar. And Maisha means light of the moon, and Akbar means great. So the light of the moon who is great. This woman is from Compton. She grew up in public housing, and she always had an affinity of animals. Her mother, when she was growing up, always wanted to know what type of stray animals she was bringing home. And if any of you have done any research or reading about people, there are some people that have a certain type of energy and affinity with animals and healing. And so this led her on a path as a graduate of Marymount College and understanding her craft and love of horses. There was an opportunity for her to buy some land in the Compton area with her children. And she was able to formalize the Compton Junior Posse, which is an equestrian organization that deals with healing. And the premise of this organization, which still is in existence today because she retired in 2019, is to be able to have more of our children from our community on horses than in the streets. And I believe there might be a video of her. If I could play it, is there a video?
The Compton Junior Posse started in response to a need in the community to help youth have an alternative to gang violence. The kids learn the basics. They learn how to communicate with horses. They learn how to take care of the horse and groom the horses.
How I feel when I work with horses is I feel pretty calm, because if you're calm, then the horse is calm.
At first it was just liberating. I just got to ride around and just like be free, be one with my horse. Then it became discipline to where you have to do everything precise. That's what attracted me to it.
A typical day at the Compton Junior Posse gives the kids a full circle of what it means to enjoy the farm life. The kids start out with physical exercise, repeating positive affirmations.
I love it outside. I love it outside. I am ready to ride. I am ready. Second time.
One rotation is their curriculum, where they learn equine science. Second rotation is learning ranch management, how to take care of the horses, how to provide for the horses. That's where they have the opportunity to build an emotional bond with the horses through grooming and brushing and cleaning the horses. And the third rotation is actually learning how to ride.
This program helps me to basically come out of my shell.
I came to the Compton Junior Posse program when I was about 13 years old. The program helped me find what I would like to do with my life, helped me gain leadership skills, as well as keep me out of trouble.
Featured by the New York Times in 2017, it's my honor to present the Living Legends Award to Maisha Akbar. And I'm accepting on her behalf. Woohoo! Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. God is great. Maisha is great. Thank you.
but we still have a few more wonderful things to talk about, a few more awards that we're going to hand out here. And I'm happy to bring up our rodeo youth category. And we just saw amazing things with what we do with our youth. And now we get to bring up an alumnus of Ebony Horsewomen, Dijon Brooks. A little friend.
Shot.
Good evening. My name is Brooks. I'm a previous rodeo king with Ebony Horsewomen, and this is?
Hi, my name is Davina. I'm from Colorado, and I'm with Fountain Riding and Roping Club.
And we're going to be announcing this year's Rodeo Youth Award. It's a real honor to be here, being able to present this award to you all. Knowing how much work and energy it takes to be in a rodeo. Sometimes, you don't always get that recognition. Sometimes the people in the crowd, they don't realize how much time and effort you've put into riding and whatever activity you're participating in that day, because they just see you for a couple minutes. So this year's finalists are Nick Jackson, which is also this year's winner. Take it.
Hi, my name is Nick Jackson. It's an honor to receive the Black Boots Award. Thank you for acknowledging my success in rodeo.
Nick Jackson couldn't be here this evening, so we're going to accept it on his behalf. Thank you.
How precious are they? I didn't want to tell you, I wanted it to be a surprise. You were like, why is there an apple box out here? Now you know. And as we reach the conclusion of our evening, we wanted to have just a few more words about the significance of what we're doing here and how this ties to the greater African American story. And so, coming up to speak now is the CEO of My People Clinical Services, which provides social work right here in Hartford. Everyone welcome Abdul Rahman Mohammed.
All right, good evening. We're getting close to the end of the show tonight. I want to start off with a little story. So every time I see Miss Kelly, I tell her that I'm going to come over to the Ebony Horsewomen and learn how to ride a horse. Every time I see her, I'll say, yeah, I'm going to ride a horse. And this past summer, I saw her at Bushnell Park, and all of the young men were up on those horses. And I was like, I had on a red suit. I was looking real fly that day. But I was like, look at them. They were like looking, it was like they were so statuesque on top of those horses, looking so strong, so regal. They inspired me so much that I actually went and took my horse lesson, my riding lesson. And it was interesting. In my mind, I had envisioned that I would look like them. I would be regal and strong. But, I had this big horse. I think the horse's name was Cash. And I had to get up on Cash. And in my lesson, they kept wanting me to do things I thought was a little bit outside of my range of, it was a little bit out. So what I wanted to say tonight about the Black Boots Awards was that this awards is very important. This awards is very important. If we don't recognize ourselves and the things that we're doing, nobody will recognize the things that we are doing. We will be forgotten. They will forget that we were the first cowboys. They will forget all of the contributions and the skills that we have. So the Black Boots Awards is very important. And it's also very important that you are here on the first Black Boots Awards. So give yourself a round of applause. That's right, this is the first one. You know, when you do the first of anything, it may not have all, like, everything you want. Like, maybe everybody doesn't show up. Maybe it's not a packed crowd the first time. But I want everybody that's in here tonight to put in their calendars and be looking out for the 2024 Black Boots Awards. And I'm gonna say, bring somebody with you. Come next year with a couple more people. And I also say to you, this summer, I'm going back and I'm gonna learn how to ride them horses. I'm coming back. I was talking to Keith, he was saying I need to clean the stalls. I'm not cleaning the stalls, but I'm gonna ride a horse. You guys have a great night.
Thank you for those words. They're telling me how to end the show, and it's like, well, the show's still going. So we're here. Everyone, we'd like to take this moment to acknowledge the judges for the Black Boots Awards.
I love black folk. Black look like a revolution. Look
Gloria
like a family
Austin.
reunion in the park. Black look like it's a different world.
Kim
Sound
Brewington
like a crawfish
Bryson.
bowl in New Orleans. Black folk joke around like Martin and got
Ray
paintings
Parker.
from JJ in the living room. It sounds strong. Look like sacrifice. It be
Jessica
flowers
Hollingsworth.
blooming in the summertime. Black sound like old songs. Smell like good food.
The man with
And
no
it tastes like
last
hot
name is
disease.
Murdoch.
But it feel like maize at Jazz Fest.
And Steve
Black
Robinson.
sound like something that hurt, like a hard test. Black sound like skin, like something.
Everyone, salute our judges for the inaugural Black Boots Awards. And now, with our final comments of the night, we get to look at the masterminds of this evening and this program that's been laid before you. I'm so proud to bring them out to the stage now. So proud that they're here and getting to see them in person and fellowship with them because they helped create this fellowship tonight. So everyone, allow me to introduce the CEO of the Ruby and Calvin Fletcher African American Museum in Connecticut, Mr. Jeffrey Fletcher, and the founder and president of Ebony Horsewomen Incorporated, Patricia E. Kelly.
Thank you.
Well, Jeffrey, we did it. And we're at the end of the program, and I think we did okay. What you think?
I think it was a great job being with all these legends here.
I know.
Oh my goodness.
I know. This was fabulous. What we've said all along, we're not going to wait for someone else to recognize our talent. We're going to do it ourselves. And so I want to thank, first of all, this beautiful venue, the Greater Hartford Academy of the Arts. Yes. Brooke and his team with Rick and Calvin. There's sound people, there's technology that's going on that we don't see this behind the scenes, and they did a fabulous job. This is a beautiful venue, and we want to say so much of our thanks to them. Most of everything that you have seen on this stage tonight, on the technology here, has been due to our executive producer, Danielle Fierson.
Yes.
And also the magic of Miss Tiffany Jones. Yes.
And we cannot forget Kim Stroud.
Exactly. Yes. Kim, thank you so much. There are so many things that we want to say thank you for. We've got people who have come in from all over the country. We've got people who are here from Colorado, the little sweet young princess that you just saw is here from Colorado. We've got Murdoch, the man with no last name, from Chicago. Broken Arrow Riding Club. We've got Daryl Fletcher here from Georgia. Daryl, you still here? Yeah, okay, all right.
And Daryl's quick to let everybody know that he's not the same Fletcher.
Yeah,
It is
different
the
Fletcher.
Different Fletcher.
We've got Mikhail has come in from Kentucky. I think Lamar is still here. Stand up right here, honey. Right? No, and yes, Miss Camera Brown, California, correct? All right, and this handsome young man standing sitting next to you. Stand up, sweetheart. From Louisiana. Yes, Louisiana. We want to thank so many people for coming out tonight. We want to thank you for coming out. We want to thank you for coming to see what this is. You know, it's hard. I've always said this, and I guess I always will say it. It is hard being a cowgirl in Connecticut. This is Yankee country. And when we start yahooing and carrying on, people are like, I'm not so sure about what that is, what y'all doing. But we've held on for almost 40 years, you know, doing all of that. And so we're so happy.
Yes,
Thank you. Thank you. We're so happy that you have understood some of the work that we're doing and what we're trying to do to give the exposure to Black equestrians. So thank you so much. Thank you to the finalists. Thank you to the winners who have come out. Thank you to all the audience who have come out to see this. We've got members of our Mounted Patrol unit here. I want to thank you, but we got lucky this year. We got the fabulous, handsome, I sure wish I was 20, 30, 40, 50 years younger. Mr. Jason Mims. Where are you, Jason? Actor on BET television. I watch him. My husband don't know that I'd be like, Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus. I'm sorry, honey, but you know, I know I'm getting in big trouble here. I'm getting in big trouble here. But I got daughters and grandchildren and a great, there's probably just hold on a little bit. Thank you so much, Judge Coleman, Mr. Abdul Mohammed, who came in from My People's Clinical Services, which is a tremendous mental health organization here in Hartford that has done so much work with our people who understand the struggles that we go through, which is a little bit different because we've got a history of trauma, you know, ranging back from days when we were not free. And when you have people who have cultural competency and having that kind of skill to help us is tremendously important. I want to thank our presenters.
Yes.
All of our presenters who came out tonight and presented the awards to the finalists and the winners here. I just thank you all so much. Jeffrey, you wanted to say something?
Yes, this is a momentous event, not only for Pat and the Ebony Horsewomen in this first annual event. We are going to be working as soon as this is over. We'll be working to get next year going as well and get this to be one of these activities that will resonate throughout New England, the South, the West, and the East. We're going to get this event going to be one of the mainstays coming forward. And again, I'm so lucky to be here and to be a part of this event because we're a new business as well, the first African American History Museum in the state, and we're blessed. I'm blessed and to be here. And I just want to thank everybody for coming out for this event. It'll be something that will go down in memory for me. So thank you again.
So one final thing. We've got these ladies and gentlemen who have come in from all over the United States to be with us tonight, and we've given you a little bit of snacks with the reception, but we are going to take you to dinner tonight. We have an after party tonight at the Guilty Kitchen. We will be hosting These fine finalists in the front here, Mr. Murdoch and Darryl and all of you who have come in from out of the state here to be with us tonight. We will be having dinner for you at the Guilty Kitchen, and just hang around and we'll let you know how to get there. It's not far from here at all. And you will be our guests. And everyone else that would like to come and be with us tonight, please do so. We're not paying for you though. No. Maybe next year. We get a couple more sponsors. But for our guests from out of state, absolutely, absolutely. So be with us tonight. And thank you again. Have a safe travel home. And good night, everyone.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you, thank you for being here this evening. I was honored to lend my talents to this marvelous occasion. I am James Ransom Reed Jr. Thank you.
Yes, give it up for Jim Reed, our voice of God tonight.
I do this all the time. You know, when I used to do it at church, I would, you know, thank sister this one and brother that one and mama sister and mother this one that, and some mother of the other church or the other organization say, you ain't say nothing about me. I do it all the time. Marvin, honey, I thank you so much for this. You know, he got other stuff to do, important stuff to do. Not that we're not important, but he's got this talent that he's taken all over with NBC Sports. Are you kidding me? Marvin, thank you for your time, your support. Thank you for your presence here. You are absolutely magnificent. I am just thrilled with you, darling. Thank you so much. Yes.
And yes, our executive producer, making it all happen.
I mentioned her earlier today. This is our executive producer, Danielle. She has been here since 9 o'clock this morning, running through everything, making sure that everything is done right, her and Tiffany. They have been working for months to put all of this together. So Danielle, thank you so much, honey. You want to have something to say? And Tiffany is up in the control booth.
Please, everybody, give a round of applause for Tiffany Jones, Greg, Calvin, and Rick, and Brooke. We like to thank Kim Stroud and the Greater Hartford Academy of the Arts. Being here for me is full circle. I went to high school here. I am a product of Hartford. And I am so grateful for you guys. I'm grateful for Mrs. Kelly and giving me the opportunity and seeing me when I needed to be seen. Thank you all for coming, and we look forward to seeing you guys at Guilty Kitchen. Thank you. Thank you, Marvin. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you all, and good night, and see you in 2024.